to the NANI portrait. My YouTube subscribers, I do have the picture in the frame. I'll show you momentarily, but I want to give you a list of the people who donated to the fund. I'll read them not in order, not in monetary order, and not in name order. I'll just read them off as I wrote them down. John Blaze, Lotta Retirement, S. Simulacron, Bantayan Brawler, Tuna KAHUNA, Scott D, LOIS PAGANPONCE, Alo's best name on YouTube. Scott D again with a secondary donation. Mike Dowdy. Scott D again with a third donation. Dennis Adam also has multiple donations. LOIS PAGANPONCE once again. Alan STERBA, thank you. Lotta Retirement. Lotta Retirement should be in there at least twice. We'll put him down after Mick Fisher. Jim ALVER, S. Simulacron, Dennis Adam, Flying Circus made his first donation to YouTube in history. Big moment. LOIS PAGANPONCE once again. Mick Fisher. Lotta Retirement. After the 5,000 pesos was given to NANI, NANI won. LOIS once again, LOIS PAGANPONCE once again, and Dennis Adams once again. So now let's take a look at the picture. After I save this. This is in a video from last week where the money was put in a vase and given to NANI. Now we'll go to today's video. And here is a little special little ditty I did on the back of the picture itself. On the back of the picture is all of the names written in regular ink, and then this is covered with plastic. The whole back is covered with an industrial grade clear plastic tape. The names I just read off. Now I'm going to show you the front of the picture, but without showing you any faces. So I'm only going to lower it down slowly. On the bottom right hand corner, I wrote "With love, Michael and YouTube." With love. And then this is as far as I want to show you for the people in the picture itself. These are the immediate family of NANI. So, oh look, it just so happens that it's in yellow. Oh my God. So that's what we've been doing. That actually took the better part of 2 hours to take the pins out of the back of the frame. So the picture, the picture was very professionally done, very high quality from Aldea Photo, but it did not fit in the frame. No, I had to trim off 1/8 of an inch off one side to bring the border over, a 1/2 inch off the other side. So the portrait was actually, the picture that they made was actually 18 and 5/8 of an inch wide and 12 and 3/8 of an inch high. The frame is made for a 12 by 18. So I did the trimming and then I placed it in, cut it down, put the back on, and there you have it. The only thing I didn't get to, I actually forgot. I forgot to brighten up the corners with the yellow marker. But fortunately, I did not run out of yellow marker. That's the one great thing about having the yellow marker around. If I could find it, I cannot. Ah, here it is right here. I will show you. I will show you how the edges will get brightened up slightly. I don't know that I want to do that. I don't know that I want to do that. I don't know that I want to put yellow in the corners. I think I'll leave the frame original. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to leave the frame original. Just with the, with love, Michael, and YouTube, baby. YouTube. Now, NANI, as I explained to you people. Hey, Aloe. Hey, ding, ding, ding. Whoa, that is a great song. Imagine me in a preacher's outfit. I have with one of my old turtleneck shirts, singing that song. I remember that song when it came out, which doesn't say much for my age. My age is, that is a great song. Everybody sang. That was when music was harmonious and people sang along with the music. I like that song. I like that song. Thanks, Alan. So, let's see. Okay, so we're back. Let me get a link open for this thing so I could see the comments. So we got everything. We got the names of everybody on the got the names of everybody on it. Warrior Without Master, thank you for stopping by at this odd hour of the day and night, even for YouTube, even in America. So Aloe DeWinter, hey there. Hello, Michael. Hello, Aloe. Warrior Without, he loves Aloe's work. Aloe. Aloe. The music was great back then, yes. It was. It really was. And a lot of retirement strategists. Did you see the beginning of the video? If you didn't, I'll show you the yellow note. Okay, thanks. You've seen it. Your name. You're all part of history now, baby. Lotto. Lotto retirement strategist right there. Lotto retirement. And I had the word NANI, so I couldn't get strategist in there. But that's you, baby. There's only one you. There's probably only a few people in the world that would know what Cape Hatteras was. And the Outer Banks, not so much Cape Hatteras, but the Outer Banks. Hold on a minute. Let me shut that door. Treacherous waters, treacherous oceans, treacherous seas. Storms swelled up there in that part of the world in seconds. Yeah, okay, I'll show it to you again. Okay, let's go over it again, what we did here. We put all the names on the back of the donators. Not in any order and not in monetary order. Then in the front, we put the note, "With love, Michael on YouTube." And this is the picture done. Now, if I had your email address, I'd shoot you out. I made a video of the making of the frame. That took 2 hours. I probably have about 5 hours vested in this project between going to the store, ordering the picture, looking at their frame, ordering their frame, going to the store to pick it up, not having it ready, then going to ICM to look for a frame, then BQ, buying a frame, then back to the store, and then the initial 15, 20 minutes at the store with the frame, and if you include traveling back and forth to the city. But I had to go there for other stuff, so that's a few more hours. And then 2 hours today. The picture was too big for the frame. I had to trim it 1/8 on this side, 1/2 inch on this side, and 3/8 off the bottom. And I'm glad I did it, because it had an option. Had I let the people at Aldea Photo trim it, they may have trimmed off the top, which would have trimmed off the top of the wall pictures. And they wouldn't think twice about it. Sorry, sir. You weren't here to explain it to us. So I trimmed off the bottom. And then on the right side is my friend. They could have trimmed off up to the middle of his shoulder, which would have been 5/8 of an inch, because they wouldn't do 2 cuts. Well, I cut off the white border, and then on the other side I cut off dead air. But to leave that up to Aldea Photo would have been a mistake. I did that. Aldea Photo, you haven't seen me in there. I took most of my videos down from that shop. About 3 years ago, I went in there to have a wall poster made, a banner that I laid out for someone. And the banner was 4 feet high and then 12 feet long. Well, what they did, and there were words, big words in block letters, about 7-inch block letters. I said, I want you to center the words with it like a 2-inch border on the top and bottom and the sides. Stretch it out, whatever you got to do. Well, the fella, his name was Christopher, I believe, incompetent. I said to him, I want it like a 2-inch border. Yes, sir. What he did was he made a 4-inch white border around everything. Then he put a 1-inch band around the whole thing. So now we lost 4 inches plus 1 inch, 5 inches. And then 2 inches up from the band and 2 inches in from the outside on both ends, he put another 2-inch border. So we actually lost 7 inches off the bottom and 7 inches off the top of a 48-inch banner, which leaves a 34-inch high sign when it should have been 44 inches. So I lost, instead of 2 and 2, which would have been 4, I lost 7 and 7, or 14. So we lost 10 inches off the, and when I went back, I spoke with the woman there. I said, bring the artist over. He came over. I said, didn't I tell you to just leave a border around the bottom of it? Yes, sir. But you left a 4-inch border plus 1 inch plus 2 inches. Yes, sir. No apologies. So I said, well, I really don't want this. I want one with a 2-inch border. And the woman, she right away interjects, well, you paid for it already. I said, yeah, but this is not what I agreed to. She goes, it's not in the contract to do it your way. You left it up to the artist. I said, no, the artist is there. Did I tell you what to do? He said, yes, sir. I said, you didn't do it, right? Yes, sir. I said, well, then just give me another one. What we will do for you, sir, is if you pay for another banner, we will make another one for you today. I said, but this isn't what I wanted. Yes, sir, but it's not in the contract to do it your way. You have to write it in the contract. So I didn't go in there the better part of 3 years. Could be more. I don't know. And I may never go in there again. That's what I mean about doing business in the Philippines. It's damn near impossible unless you sit over them like a mother hen and watch what they do. I mean, the man admitted I gave him verbal instructions. He admitted he didn't follow them. And then the supervisor came over and interjected, but it's not in the contract. And she's right. It's not in the contract. But he admitted it's wrong. Yes, sir, but it's not in the contract. If you want another one, we'll make another one of those for you today. You just pay us for another poster. I said, no, thank you. So when I went in there this week, she still works there. She's the manager. How, I don't know. That's not the first time they made a mistake, but that's what it's like working here in the Philippines with people. You have to write it down with exact measurements. The artist is the only person that makes the placards on the big machine. Nobody else does it. I was working with him for 3.5 hours with the printing and the sizes. And even in the original print, there was a 2-inch white border. He changed it. Yes, a lot of retirement. The yellow note, LOL. Hey, look, everybody knows yellow goes wherever it goes, and no one knows where yellow goes. So that's my my story for today. Boy, oh boy, it's not reasonable to have someone admit they didn't do what you tell them, but you still have to pay for the product because they forgot. Who knows? Who knows? Warrior Without Master says, why is that attitude so common in the Philippines? The people I know privately who are Filipino are very professionally. Even they get frustrated with this attitude. It's the attitude. Okay, I could give it to you, my opinion. These people are poor. They can't afford to pay twice for anything. But you're not poor, so you can afford to pay whatever the market will bear. But the attitude, look, everybody knows I was right. You know, I mentioned in today's live stream why I don't go back to the prawn farm. You have people saying that they caught me stealing prawns. They did not catch me stealing prawns. That's ridiculous. And that I ate too much. That's ridiculous. A buffet is designed around knowing that 125-pound man and woman that are in their 60s are going to go into the buffet and eat 3/4 of a plate of rice, 5 shrimp, and 2 chicken wings, and maybe a chicken breast, and that's it. Okay? And then there's going to be people that don't eat rice and just eat meat. Or there are... Listen, I would not show you the video I have, but one of the two biggest bloggers in Cebu, and I had dinner with Daisy. One of them, all she did was go and get a platter of shrimp. That's it. And all she did was clean shrimp, and all she ate was shrimp. Now, I don't know how many kilos it was. We were there for 4 hours, and that's what she ate, shrimp. And also prime rib. Me, I had an assortment of stuff, but I don't eat rice. So it's normal for people to go and eat the product, the food that they want. And the shrimp with the shrimp cocktail, lemons, limes, everything was there. Cheeses, but the lady didn't have cheese. She had shrimp and lemon. Now, I've eaten 30 or 40 prawns. That's what I went to the prawn farm to eat. But the reason I don't go back to the prawn farm is because when you have to use the bathroom, I don't believe they clean the bathrooms properly. And it's not that complicated. For the 2 years that I went there on a regular basis, I would constantly ask the manager to clean the bathroom better. And they would not. And you have to remember, it's just one stall and 400 people having breakfast and lunch. And they only clean it in the morning, and maybe they clean it in the afternoon. I don't want to go into a bathroom that is dirty. I'm just not going to do it. I would get up and walk all the way to the other end of the mall, to the upstairs bathroom, where there's somebody cleaning all day long, before I would go in their bathroom. Besides that, it smelled. That's why I don't go to the prawn farm. Not because they caught me stealing food. And now, years went by, and I asked the woman, please clean the bathroom. Because the oil, the particulate oil, is what smelled. I don't know if it's still like that today or not. I don't care. I'll never go back into the prawn farm, ever. I'll never eat there again. Just not complicated. I just wouldn't do it. Because after 2 years of steady customer, being a steady customer, bringing people in, every time I made a video, people came in, and they refused to clean the bathroom with bleach. Okay, then I won't go in your... And I told them, and the lady who I knew at the time said, okay, sir, if that's the way you feel, thank you for your patronage. And we parted our ways. But all those stories that I stole shrimp, I never stole shrimp. I never stole even... What I would do is if there was an extra cupcake or cookie, because the cookies and the cupcakes, they only made so many platters of those. So I would put one of each on my plate. And at the end of the day, if I didn't have room for that, which typically I did not, I'd call the lady over, I'm going to put that in a napkin and take it home. Okay, Michael. It's a cupcake about this big, about the size of a silver dollar, about this thick, like a piece of chocolate fudge. That's all. A little square block of chocolate fudge and a little cupcake with cream on top. But stealing prawns? No, never happened. Putting prawns down in a plastic bag? You guys like to say silly stuff like that, but it never happened. Warrior without master. Even they get frustrated with the attitude. That's the truth. Brokeback Mountain. Frisbee the hobgoblin waffle flipper cockroach dog face is like a caged bobcat. I know you're trying to trigger me to talk about him. I really don't. I think he's right where he belongs. That's all I could say. I mean, he constantly knocked me down, saying that you cried like a little baby to the... I didn't cry. That video's in slow motion. Listen to it at normal speed, number one. Number two, I didn't have a fight with anybody. I was attacked from the rear, number two. And number three, the video was up until the case is over. Or maybe longer than that. I want people to remember what happened to me. And I'm not embarrassed about that at all. Anybody that took a shot like I took, or anybody that wants to take a shot like I took like that, ask somebody to give you one. Ask somebody to give one to you like that. Go ahead, ask them. See if you could take that kind of shot and still get up. Even though I was in a quasi state of shock, still get up. So the hobgoblin liked to make fun of that. Oh yeah, I was rolling on the floor laughing every time I watched that video, and I watched the, hey hobgoblin, how are those bars looking from the inside out, hobgoblin? So they're not looking so good, are they, Barry? I warned you, John Blaze warned you, Frank warned you, other people warned you, many people told you to stop. Going back 4 years, you moron. And look what you got. You got what you deserved. I'm not going to ever take anything that I said back. You are exactly where you belong. Or maybe even worse is going to happen to you, and you deserve that too. Because you lied about everything. You lied about having a passport when you didn't have one in your possession. You lied about not being overstay for your immigration, which without your passport, you can't bring it up to date. You lied about taking people's money and what you did with it. You lied, you exposed your girlfriend and your sex life. You are exactly where you belong, hobgoblin. So the next time you want a good laugh or you want to stop crying that you're behind bars like that, here's what I suggest you do. Come to my channel and watch the video where I was attacked from behind that makes you roll on the floor laughing. And there you go. Then you could thank me for cheering you up every day, 24/7. You can come to my channel and have a laugh. Hobgoblin, cockroach face, dog nose, behind bars guy. Like a broke frisbee, hobgoblin, waffle flipper, hunchback, dog face, cockroach. Hey, have a laugh on me. Frisbee, the hobgoblin, waffle flipper, hunchback, dog face. Have a laugh on me, buddy. Every time you need to feel better, go to my channel. Let's just say I'm leaving that video up for the. I'm leaving the video on my page up for the frisbee, hobgoblin, waffle flipper, hunchback, dog face, cockroach. That's up for you, Barry. You need a laugh? Come to my channel. So it reminds me of the movie. Come to my house. The Who, rock out, Tommy the Rock Out. Come to my house. Watch the video and roll on the floor laughing. Hobgoblin, dog face, cockroach, waffle flipper. Okay, Brokeback Mountain got the exact trigger response he wanted. Thank you very much. Warrior Without Master, thanks. So the answer is lack of consequences or enforceability of consequences for lazy or unprofessional behavior. Well, yeah, that's worded professionally, yeah. I mean, the man admitted there was never an issue whether or not it was made the way I explained it. There was never an issue that the initial portrait was exactly how I explained it. But when the man laid it out, he changed it. That man can't be responsible for it. At the time, almost $40 poster. He doesn't have $40. Now, I even offered, look, I'll give you half. Or I wanted to make a deal with them. I'll give you a partial payment, what it cost you. No, sir. They wanted full price. So they lost 3 years of... They lost 5 years of videos of the store. I took them all down. And then they lost 3 years of business. Okay. Probably didn't affect their bottom line at all, but it made me feel a lot better. No, there's no accountability here. I bought a long time ago. I bought a pressure washer and the wand, the handle on the wand. I put the pressure washer on. I don't know. It was a few days after I bought it. We got water to it. We turned it on, and the handle just blew apart. And it might have been a Friday afternoon. So I went Monday. Well, Monday was the 8th day since the day I bought it. And they said, sir, this is only warranted for 7 days. I said, yeah, but it's a $30,600 item. Just give me another handle there, $5. No, sir, but we will sell you a new handle. They don't have refunds. They don't extend the warranty. And if it's electronic and it leaves the door, if it's electronic and you pay for it, you own it. I had to have literally bring detectives to Gigabyte store in the BQ Mall. I bought a computer. It didn't work. It was a guarantee. 30-day money-back guarantee. I brought it back the next morning at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. We're talking 15 hours from the time I walked out of the store with it. Sir, we agree there's a problem with the computer, but we don't have this model anymore. Now, the computer that I bought was in the bag, in the sealed bag. It was new, but it was already 3.5 years old. So I says, okay, well then just give me back my money. No, sir, no refunds. It says 30-day refund or money back guarantee or replacement. Yes, sir, but we can't replace it. Well, give me back my money. No, sir, we'll change out the computer. See, they do this to you. How far are you going to push them is what they want to know. So I said, okay, the computer I paid 30,000 pesos for that computer. What computer do you have? We have one for 49,000, 20,000 more. I said, well, no, I don't want to upgrade 20,000 pesos, $400 more. Sir, that's your only option. I said, well, then just give me back my money. No, sir. I says, okay. And I went, there's a police station not far away, 2 blocks away. From the BQ Mall, there's a police station 2 blocks behind it. Right behind the government center. So I brought back a detective. They looked at my contract and they agreed it says money back or replacement, 30 days. And then the woman was amenable to that, the manager. She said, okay, and she handed me a slip of paper for the full deposit refund with the detective standing there. And I says, well, where can I cash this? It's a voucher. She goes, you can come back tomorrow morning and cash it. So I had to make another trip back to the city, and where did I cash it? I handed her the voucher. We walked to a store about 100 feet away, and there was a cash register with money in the cash register, and they gave me the 30,000 pesos because that was a planned refund. But without the police officer, they wanted another $400. So what if it happened again? It was a brand new computer. They could not fix the problem. It was, if you grabbed more than a half a terabyte of videos and went to move them into a drive, from your drive into your computer or from your computer out of your drive, the computer just froze up. You had to shut it off cold. Well, they knew what the problem was. But they were not going to give me back my money without a police officer on the scene. And they gave it back with the detective on the property. Why? Because they don't think you're going to go that far. I didn't have another 20,000 pesos for the computer, and I don't want a 50,000 peso computer. For that price, I would have ordered another Asus from America. But it would take 12 weeks to get. It's really hard doing business here. All right, you're talking legal stuff now? For all that legal stuff, a lot of retirement for all that legal stuff, I don't know anything about that. If a Filipino has a case against Barry that has to be processed first, then any other types of charges, lastly, immigration, if you want to delay Barry's release, get a Filipino to press charges. I don't know anything about that. That's a question for a lawyer. Brokeback Mountain. Oh, he's into it now. He heard me say the waffle flipper, Brokeback bum, cockroach. Brokeback Mountain, Michael Fazio, Frisbee the waffle flipper, hunchback, hobgoblin, dog-faced cockroach, isn't laughing and cocky now. Even Ricky has deserted him. No more brisket and ribs. The donations have dried up. You don't know that's true, though. You don't know that's true. Ricky might just be not publicly involved. You don't know that he abandoned him. You can't say that because you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Maybe it appears that Ricky abandoned him so that the other outside influence wouldn't be constantly sending form letters to the authorities. But you don't know that he was abandoned. And you don't. Now, if you want to talk about abandonment, let's talk about Big E, who said he was going to help Barry get out of jail. You haven't heard from Big E's side either. You don't know that Big E abandoned him either. Big E might be working with 3 or 4 other people to get him out behind the scenes. It's possible. You don't know what's going on. You're just starting shit on my channel, Brokeback Mountain. I know what you're doing. But a legitimate question would be, Big E agreed to help Barry get out of jail. That's a fact. He said he would buy the plane ticket for Barry and help Barry get out of jail as long as Barry offered him, Barry's fiancée, to be part of his harem. They were cutting deals. You heard the video. The video was real. As long as Barry agreed to give Big E the access to his future wife, friendship, maybe to clean the house or whatever, and he would help Barry. One hand washes the other. Maybe she could have come in. I'm sure Big E has a big house. Maybe she would have come in as a chef in the house, or possibly to dress the children in the morning before school. You don't know. But the service was offered. And then he said he was going to help Barry. So if you want to ask somebody if Barry's still being helped, I would suggest you ask Big E. He would know. Of course, he would be honest about it because he's never lied to anybody about anything ever in all of YouTube history. And if you'll notice, he doesn't come on YouTube anymore, so he hasn't lied about anything in months. So if you're not on YouTube and you don't say anything, you can't be telling the truth or you can't be fibbing. Maybe the strategy is out of sight, out of mind, and they're all working to get Barry out of the country. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You hear that every day. What's going on behind the scenes? Could be more things that that particular man is working on to screw Barry up even more. I wouldn't doubt it. He reminds me of that song, the Donna Summer song, that the man who put Barry in jail. I love to screw ya, Barry. I love to screw ya, Barry. I love to screw ya, Barry. Here comes another long form to the Bureau of Immigration, Barry. Sit tight for a couple of years. I love to screw ya, Barry. I love to screw ya, Barry. So you don't know if Barry's getting brisket or not. You only know that you're not seeing Barry get brisket. You don't know who's helping Barry. You don't know what the money that was collected already is not still being used for a good cause. You don't know any of that. You don't know any of that. Well, you're speculating. You might be more wrong, and I might be more right. I might be right that Big E is working with Barry's girlfriend, Shaw, and Ricky, possibly Brevis, to get him out. And they're not talking about it so that somebody doesn't keep sending out form letters to every agency in the Philippines. And well, he should. And well, he should. You know, he should just focus on that till he's sure that that's going to happen. He should just keep focusing. Barry Jordan, I love to add yes to your sentence, Barry. I love to love you, Barry. Hey, Barry, next time you want to laugh, just go to my page and watch me get smacked from behind. And then you could roll on the floor laughing and you could thank Michael. Hey, thanks, Michael. Thanks for leaving that video up. Gives me something to laugh at every day. Barry said he likes to laugh at that every time he watches it, so who am I to deny him a good laugh? Could be his last laugh. Could be his last. If that other fella has his way with Barry, I love to see you in jail. So the other fella was telling, I don't know what day it was. I lose track of those videos. I get the, and being that now there's no more fake channel, not that I know of. If I can hear one, I think I heard up to 7 years he could be there without standing trial. And I will tell you a true story. When I lived in Alona Beach, I don't remember the man's name. After I moved out of Alona Beach and to where I live now, I was on a bus on the way to Tagbilaran City. And then there was a man said, "Hey, Michael, how you doing?" I don't know who he was. A young guy, about my age. And then at the time, about maybe 60 years old, and 58 years old. He said, "You don't remember me?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, I've been in jail for 3 years." This man was in jail because he did not have 90,000 pesos for bail. And it took 3 years for him to see a judge. And the judge released him on his own recognizance or authority. But it took 3 years to see a judge, and this goes back to 2014, 15, and 16. So when the other fellow says he could be in jail for 7 years, I guess that's possible. I guess it's possible. I mean, I know it's possible. Because 3 years for it wasn't a big issue either. He just didn't have 90,000 pesos. So let's go back over here. Warrior Without Master. Lotto with the pending cyber charges. It might be a long time for Barry J. Hey, Mick Fisher. Mick Fisher, we got you right up here in lights, Mick Fisher. Where am I? Mick Fisher. I don't know why your name got written so dark. I think I used one pen. One pen was probably not working, and then I just went over it and doubled and tripled it up. These are all the names that donated for the placard. Mick Fisher, thank you. And this is the back of the poster. And this is the front of the poster. With love, Michael and YouTube. And YouTube, baby. With love, Michael and YouTube. Thank you, Mick, for stopping by. We should bang a pot. Traditional Mick Fisher pot banging. So, Mick, I want to give you a link, Mick, right now. Because if you talk to Yads and Nico, I want to get a link. 3 dings for Mick Fisher. Ding. Mick Fisher. A Sigma male he is. 6 dings for a Sigma male. I want to give you the link of where I'd like to go when you get here. Now, whether Yads comes, whether Nico comes, if you like traditional Filipino songs and music, let me get the link for the Lobach River Cruise. What a great, man, I would recommend this to anybody, ever. Lobok, Lobok River Cruise, right there. LOBOK. You could look that up yourself, but I'll put it up there. Let's go right here. Then we're gonna cut a link in here, I think. I don't know that it'll fit. Oh, not sure about. No, it ain't gonna fit. Okay, so we're gonna put this. The Lobok River Cruise is this here. It's a boat. You go on the boat with about, I don't know, 60 people. Not crowded, even with 60 people. Even with 15 people at the trough. Fresh barbecue, fresh vegetables, and all along this little river. About 3/4 of a mile or a mile long. All along it stops, all along here. And they play traditional Filipino music with banjos made out of coconuts, and the dancing between the bamboo when they smack the bamboo together, and the people jump in and out of the bamboo. It's an amazing trip, man. It doesn't open till 2 o'clock, so there's no hurry to get. We can get there at like 12 o'clock, and you sign in. Probably a 45-minute wait. There was 300 people ahead of us, and it was a 45-minute wait. So there's not one boat. There might be 10 or 12 boats. And the boats come back to the dock every 12 minutes. A boat empties off. People come off the boat with all the gear, and then another crew comes on and reloads the boat. And then there's 2 bands on the boat, singer and a band. What a great trip! Let me get this in my description box here. So in the description box also are all the names of the people that donated for the NANI poster. It's also going to be in the pinned comment. The pinned comment on the page. So I'll give you this I'll give you the first part of the link. Should get you right there anyway. I'll give you the name, the Lobach. You take a look at this, and I do believe... okay, let's go this way. Probably be easier for me to just write it out, spell it out. Unbelievable. Okay, I'll just write it out. Let's go back over here. Lobach River Cruise. Lobach. L-O-B-O-C River. C-R-U-I-S-E. Lobach River Cruise. And I'll post that tweet, and we'll put your name there, Mick Fisher. Check it out. Okay, I'll copy that 3 times. I'll post it once, twice, 3 times. And we'll go back up to this ball breaker up here, Warrior without master. You are a ball breaker, let me tell you. Man after my own heart, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. I would imagine he owes money everywhere. The Big E harem, that's right. He wanted her to be part of his harem, maybe to clean up. Well, a harem has many functions. There's many different aspects of a harem. Some of the girls just put makeup and prepare baths for the other girls. Some of them take care of the king's chamber, and some of them take care of the queen. There's lots of reasons for a harem. If Philip Janik was here, he would tell you why. One hand washes the other, 2 hands wash the face. So Biggie was willing to help Frisbee, the hobgoblin waffle flipper, hunchback dog-faced cockroach, as long as Frisbee's woman was part of the Big E harem. Okay, you got it. You said it, not me. But that's the way I saw it. From the tone Barry took in some of the recent phone messages, Barry is running out of cash. At least, well, that's Barry's way of going back on the e-begging tour. Listen, Barry's a professional e-beggar. There's only one person that can beg like Barry, and that's Barry Jordan. Nobody else comes close. Everybody else is a distant second. But we have people on YouTube that I don't know about that are probably just as good. I just don't go to those channels. I don't know who they are, really. But there are people like Barry everywhere in life. We had one named Eddie that I grew up with. I doubt that. A lot of retirement. I doubt that. I doubt Barry knows anything about anybody that would be. Well, he said he knows stuff about PA Trucker, but he never proved anything. Nah. I think that's just a mutual agreement that they both make money. Well, Barry is up to the presidential pardon stage. Seems like a low chance to win that. I don't know. I don't know about. Could you imagine? You know, I tried to meet DU-30, President Duterte, when they opened up the airport on my island. President Duterte came, and at the time, I just thought, you know, the president of the Philippines, it's going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony. It would be a public event. Nope. You couldn't get into that. I tried. I brought my passport and everything to the local police station, and they said, well, you can go to the airport. And I went, but you couldn't go in. So if I couldn't go see President Duterte, I doubt that Barry is going to be able. I don't even know the name of. I think the president of the Philippines is President Marcos. Am I right about that? Which I also believe is family, but I don't follow politics. So you could give me the answer in the description, and then maybe I'll know today, but I won't remember it because it's not important. But if Barry gets a presidential pardon, Donna Werner says hello. You know, are you serious? Do you really talk to Donna Werner? Because are you friends with Donna Werner? What a sweet girl Donna was. She was like a German girl. Her and her sister Sherry, Germans. The Werner family. I knew her brother Walt Werner. And Mom and Dad were nice people, but I knew them. I went to school with Donna, all my classes up to 8th grade, and Sherry was the older. We all went to the dances together. So, do you really get in touch with Donna Werner? Because if you do, I want you to tell me how. Okay. Yads Amodia Vlogs. Hey, Yads, welcome to the machine. Okay, so I'm going to have to refresh the page because I'm not getting the all the chat. It's stopped. Okay, now we're back. Yads. All right, let's just read it. Okay, Mick, you saw that then. Okay. Tinking. I didn't know that. Yeah, somebody's recording Barry's phone messages. That's a trip, and that's amazing. So does Barry know something? No, I doubt Barry has any kind of incriminating evidence on him. The dance is Tinilkin. That sounds like a great time. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that again. If you guys want to do it, that would be a really cool thing to do. Tinikling. Let's just look that up and it's on a barge. The floating boat that we would be on pulls up next to 3 or 4 different barges tied up to the dock. Basically, they're just wooden barges. And then the dance, yeah, here you go, right there. There you go. Tinikling. Okay, tinikling is a traditional Philippines folk dance which originated during the Spanish colonial era. The dance involves at least 2 people beating, tapping, and sliding bamboo poles on the ground against each other in coordination with 1 or more dancers who step over and between the poles. And believe me, if those poles were to smash into somebody's legs or ankles, it would break your ankle. It's not like it wouldn't be something that you could stop the momentum of the poles with. It would be something once the poles were in the process of tinekling, you would take a full tinekling shot. All right, I got to cut that in half. You would have a broken ankle for sure. And they do that. And then there's traditional dances. And it doesn't start until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And even though there were 300 people in front of us, we were number 59 But each person doesn't get a number. It's each group of people. So if you were with a group of 8 people, you would be like, say, number 1, it'd be 8 people. It was a good deal. Yads Amodia Vlogs. The new president of the Philippines is the son of Ferdinand Marcos, who was a long-time running president of the Philippines. Okay, I remember the Marcos family. That was the lady with 1,000 pairs of shoes, and that was prior to 1980, because the first Filipina I dated was in 1980 in California, and her family, the name of her family is the Oropeza family. And the Oropeza family and the Marcos family were wealthy families in the Philippines. The Oropeza family owned the shipping companies that shipped goods around the Philippines. Oropeza, Orapesa. Oropeza Shipping. It's not called that anymore. But her family was one of the wealthiest families in the Philippines. But her family in the Philippines, not her family in America. Well, Ricky was just earning money. His name is Bang Bang Marcos, says Yads Amodia Vlogs. Yes. Tinikling. Boy, that's a tough one. Banging of 2 bamboo poles, says Yads Amodia Vlogs. Oh, you are talking about Lobach River Cruise in Bohol. Yes, that's what we are talking about. I would like to go there if I have to break my fast for that show and for those foods. Plus, it's a buffet. Everybody knows how I like a buffet. I would break my fast for that. Imelda Marcus, that's the lady with the shoes. I remember Chrissy's family. They lived, if you want to look this up, Yads, they own Family Lumpia. That family, they started a store at 2304 Rio Drive in California, which wouldn't mean anything to most people. Then General Mills contracted her dad to make, for a $10 million lumpia contract, if he could build a plant that could produce $10 million worth of lumpia per year, he would give them the contract to make lumpia for General Mills. And they built a plant in San Diego. I don't know how big it was, very big. And they got the contract to make lumpia. Now they make Family Lumpia as one of the biggest frozen food distributors in maybe the world, but certainly Southern California. And that was the girl who I had dated before the factory, before the contract. I only knew that because I kept in touch with her. So that was pretty cool. And I went back there in 1991, right after the riots. And I went to see Chrissy. She had 3 children. And she was married to an Air Force pilot, divorced. And she made me lunch. She made me lumpia. And she said hello, and that was it. We had lunch. We probably spent an hour together, and she wished me the best of luck. And that was it. She was married. We had no plans. Well, she was married and divorced. She was a workaholic, Chrissy was. I remember when she came to New York, she used to help me build pools, in-ground pools. She was a good girl. So thank you for the information, Yads Amodia. Now we got to remember we're going back 43 years. 43, 43 years. That's probably older than most people that are watching this video. So yeah, that's where I'd like to go. So if you and Mick Fisher are in contact with one another, and then you can also get in touch with, I have no way to get in touch with Nico's experience, but you guys are closer to Nico. If you put all that together, we could do that. That'd be great. I think that would be a good trip because it doesn't involve water. Well, you don't know Mick Fisher. You know Mick Fisher. You're Attic Long. You're Attic Long car. You don't know Mick Fisher. LOL. So that's what so from here we could do two things. We could, well, Mick Fisher's a big guy, I'm a big guy. If Nico comes, we could get 2 trikes and go out there, and we could do the Tashir Monkeys is very close, and the Chocolate Hills is very close by as proximity goes. So what we did with Daisy is I went out the night before because she had just gotten off a plane, and we got a hotel room, and we started at 8 o'clock. We did the Tashir Monkeys. We did the Chocolate Hills first. We started on the far end out. The Chocolate Hills, which to me was worth the trip, but other people, I didn't think it would be, but it was. Then the Tashir Monkeys. That's questionable. I enjoyed it, but not everybody would. And then we went to the Lobart River Cruise. And then we got, instead of taking the tricycle home, there's a jeepney that stops right there, right at the cruise. And we jumped on a jeepney for $1 each. And you could go out that way too. It would cost you $2 a piece to go out that way and take 2 hours, and $2 a piece to come back. Depends on the budget. If we all decide to go by jeepney, it's 45 minutes to the jeepney terminal, and it's 45 minutes to the Lobart River Cruise. From there, you could take a tricycle for 500 pesos to the other places. It's not an expensive day. The river cruise itself is reasonably priced at 825 pesos, but it's the excitement. You guys figure that out on your own. I want to go. I'll break my fast for that. But anything short of that, I probably would not. So I really don't have much else to say, except thank you to everybody that donated. Brokeback Mountain, you have any more ball breaking that you want to do before we end the stream? Come on, one more. Just give me one more Barry Jordan Dogface Cockroach Waffle Flipper comment. Come on, I like that name. That's a long name. Come on, one more Warrior Without Master. One more, I'm in a good mood. Imagine having a name like that. Now I'm not seeing comments again. Okay, yeah, okay, here it is. Mick Fisher won't fit in the trike. Yeah. Teacher, please. Okay, so I can read the comments on here. Okay, so Mick Fisher wouldn't fit in the trike. Well, they have those new trikes here in Bohol, the 3-wheel ones. They're all 3 wheels. But with the canvas top, you fit in there, no problem. You can fit 5 people in one of those. I've been to all those places a few times, but I would love to do it again, says Yads Amodia Vlogs. Okay, we'll do it again. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be, but because there's not a lot. I mean, what I just mentioned in the last 10 minutes, that's all there is to do in Bahal if you're not a swimmer or a snorkeler. And I can't do either one of those right now. I could go out on the boat, but that brings me no enjoyment at all. So I'm going to refresh this page. I'm having issues with my computer. I can't open up Skype. I can't open up Yahoo Mail. And now I couldn't open up my PayPal even. I'm going to be... It took Scott Del Fuego and I about an hour to open up my PayPal. I hadn't opened it up in 4 years. 4 years. But it had some money in there. It was definitely worth the effort. I refreshed the computer today. I cleared the cache. Then I refreshed it twice after I cleared the cache. I emptied the recycle bin and I removed the history from the beginning of all time. Thank you for the advice. But I did all of that. No, I've been trying to update the computer. Well, maybe you could answer this. 4 months ago, it wanted me to update the computer. So I said update, but it didn't update. And then after that again, after that again, after that again. So now I go to update computer. It says your computer has updates ready to install. Would you like to install them now? And you say yes. Nothing happens. Then it has another option. I have Windows 10. Would you like to install Windows 11? Now, I haven't pushed that button. So when it asks me if I want to install Windows 11, should I do that? Is that what is stopping the computer from updating? Because I didn't know that I should do that. I don't know much about the workings of the computer. So update your computer now or install Windows 11. Those are my two options. The lurkers. Yeah, there's always lurkers. The lurker. Hey, hi, lurkers. How you doing, lurkers? How are you today, lurkers? Well, everybody has lurkers. But I don't really care about that. Like Warrior Without Master, there's a lot of people that are lurkers. We all watch, we all watch the shows that interest us. Lately, yesterday I left at 8:30 in the morning. I didn't get home till late last night. And then I had my vlogs that I made yesterday of the fish market and the vegetable market. Those had to be loaded and tagged. By the time I was done with that, it was almost 11 o'clock at night. And then I did the fish vlog. I never saw so much fish in Bahal. I've never seen the fish market. I've seen the fish market on a Friday, but never have I seen it with every stand bursting with fresh fish. Prices were the same. Maybe it was a holiday. I don't know. The squid is $4.50. The squid's always been $4.50. But they had ocean squid that was probably 3-4 feet long, the tentacles. Never saw them that big before. I guess they weighed 3-4 kilos, 5 kilos maybe. They had many, many thousands and thousands of fresh crabs, which I wouldn't eat because they're too small for me to eat. And for the amount of meat you get off them, plus the work that you have to go through to eat a crab. I eat crabs in America. My blue claw crabs were 8 inches point to point, 7 1/4 inches, 6 3/4 would be where we would draw the line before we made a crab, boiled crabs with the spices, and then anything before that we would crush it up and put it in a sauce for a crab sauce. But the crabs here are this big. You could eat, if you could pick the meat out of them, you could eat 100. And they're quite expensive too. I don't remember what the price was. It's in the video, but I mean, if you wanted to make a meal out of crabs and you wanted to be full on crab meat, it probably cost you about $60. I'd rather just buy a piece of tuna fillet. They had tuna fish this big around. The body of the tuna fish was 7 inches around, like that. And the tunas was 20, 24 inches. And then at the end, it was still that big. I'd rather have a piece of fresh tuna like that. And that was probably caught yesterday, that day. So, if you'd like to say anything else, anybody wants to say something, feel free to say it. Other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll show you again. I put all the names of all the donors on the back of the picture. And then now this is all covered with plastic. Okay, bye-bye, ads. Thank you very much for stopping by. Ding, ding, ding. And then this is the front. And on the front I put down with love, Michael and YouTube. But you really can't see it that well. And then this is the whole family. The 3 sons, 2 grandchildren, and the daughter. You know what I'll do? I'll stop by your blog, Yads. I have the afternoon off. Yeah, that's... And if I could send you a picture of the... I have a video that I made the frame, that I took the frame apart, cut the picture out. I could send you that video privately, that you could have it if you wanted it. It was just me cutting up the paper and marking it and snipping it and inserting the picture. I'll stop by your blog, right? I'm going to open up your page. I'm going to open up your page right now. Your page is now open. Yads, Amodia Vlogs, Philippine Aircraft Carrier Shorts. Okay. We're home. We'll go to your home. And we'll wait for your blog. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And everybody that did donate, that watches this video, thank you very much. I'm sure Nana's going to love the picture. I'll go over there tomorrow at about 4 o'clock. Nana usually makes a Sunday dinner, and the family will be there sometime after that to have a meal with the family. They try to do that like we did in America traditionally, and I'll give her the poster. I'll make a little video, and then that'll be water under the bridge. Thanks for watching, everybody. Amping Permi from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, baby. And of course, Amping Permi means take care always. Amping Permi means take care always. That's right. Bye-bye for now.